Before we start this video, I just want to say that there will be a lot of me going, ooh and ah, and that looks amazing, when I'm clearly trying to be very negative about the subject of what we're talking about. I also want to point out that I'm recording this on a PC with an i9 9900K CPU with 32GB of RAM with an Nvidia RTX 2080 graphics card. That should be plenty for some smooth sailing and amazing FPS. Let's watch. Hello and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video by me, FoxyNoTail, here on the Truly Bedrock survival realm or server, should I say. And something looks a little bit different today, but I can't quite put my finger on it. I think it's the fact that this sand looks weirdly metallic and that the water has a really weird sheen to it. I'm not really sure. Anyway, yeah. Oh, the sun is so bright this morning. I mean, it's first thing in the morning for me. I've just woke up. Maybe I just need to just adjust my eyes a little bit. Oh, but that sun shining through there so bright. And I'm feeling very much like I don't have many items. And I'm also feeling completely in the wrong game mode as well. There we go. I'm in the right game mode now. That's good. Let me grab... Oh, dear. Oh, that's all kind of broken, isn't it? Let's grab some items. Something very, very interesting going on indeed. Right, we could probably do with some food as well. And if you haven't already cottoned on to what's going on, we are, of course, in the Minecraft RTX Beta. And if you don't know what that is, basically, Mojang and Nvidia, the graphics card company, have got together to make a version of Minecraft, the Bedrock edition, that uses the most advanced shaders known to man on a very, very, very powerful graphics card system. So it only works if you've got RTX graphics cards, which are really expensive. Obviously, by the fact that this is working, I do have one of those graphics cards. And today we're basically going to look at this in the context of how it would go down playing with this in Minecraft. Because, wait, stop. No becauses just yet. I just want to say that this video is my thoughts and opinions on RTX at the time of first installing them. There is another video coming after this where I play in full survival mode and do survival things, a whole challenge, in the next video coming out after this. This one's important as a showcase of what RTX is and how it all works and what it looks like. The next one's going to be really good fun as well. So check them both out. Next one will be coming out very soon. I'm a big fan of vanilla Minecraft. I don't really like shaders because shaders add way too much glow, bloom, shadows. It just makes the game really difficult to play, especially in dark areas. Now, there are some big areas of this missing. It's still in a beta. It's not finished yet, but like the nether and the end aren't done, and there are some other glitches as well that they said they're aware of, which is fine. Things like, you know, your arm going through blocks and stuff like that. They've written on the website that is perfectly normal. It's to be expected. But yeah, let's go check this thing out. So I've got a HD resource pack enabled that enables these textures. We can't use it on the vanilla textures. We have to have one of 4 of their resource packs loaded in. So let's check these out. This is the foundation one. Let's have a look at the other resource packs. So we've got this one which we were using, which is the foundation one. We've got Nvidia HD Decorative. We've got Muddle RTX Edition and Razzlecore. Now these two, the Razzlecore and the Muddle one, are made by a company called Razzleberries, and they are working in line with Nvidia to make things. So let's check out the official Nvidia decoration pack and see how that looks different from what we just had. There we go. So that to me looks more like normal Minecraft. The torches still look really weird. I don't know what they've done with the torch. Whoa, but that's not right. The terracotta is not right at all. But how cool is that? That looks really cool. That actually feels like you're in a tent and the sun is coming through the sides of the tent because the bed's gone all green. I like that. But I couldn't play with that. I couldn't play with just hardened clay or terracotta going neon coloured blocks. But it does look cool, and the water certainly looks very cool. Now, I'm not just going to stick around my base. I'm just going to have a quick look. Oh, look at that drowned mob there. It looks like it's in 3D. Look at him. Hey, you. Chop. Go away. Get out of it, mate. Shoot. Oh, I like underwater. Underwater looks very nice. Oh, yes. Right, hang on. Right. Let's not get carried away with all those sorts of things. Let's play with the texture packs first. So those were the 2 Nvidia ones. Let's try the Razzle RTX Core one. This one here. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that is the water looks like it's frozen solid. So that's a bit weird. But the otherwise, Otherwise, those textures are very vanilla indeed, and I like it. Now, we're not getting the tent shining through, which is good on that one. But yeah, that looks nice. That looks really nice. It's a bit dark. It feels a little bit foggy. It feels a little bit like I'm trying to open my eyes more because it's so dark, but that looks cool. Underwater's not quite as... Oh, actually, yeah, it's not bad. It's not quite as fancy. It just feels overall a little bit darker, but I like the look of this one. I do like the look of it. Let's check out that last one then, and then let's pick one and go for a play. So the last one says it's a bright RPG medieval style texture pack. So let's check that out. And I also, because that last one was so dark, I just want to check that we've actually got our brightness settings at the maximum. We have there, yeah. So that's okay. Oh, and in this new system, we've got some advanced settings as well, which actually allows us to change more features, but it doesn't seem to do a great deal. Let's put clouds on, actually. I haven't got any clouds on. Let's see what this whole thing looks like with clouds, and let's see what this medieval fantasy texture pack looks like. Oh my goodness me, what's happened to my legs? Oh my goodness. Dudes, what's happened to my legs? What did you do to my legs, mate? Jeez. Well, this one works well, doesn't it? Whoa, something not quite right there. Again, the water looks just completely frozen over. It doesn't look like proper water at all. And those textures are horrible. They are absolutely horrid textures. I do not like them one bit. Oh, no, look at the shulker boxes. I'm going to be sick. Oh, and look at my armor. And my weapons. I didn't even notice. Oh, I don't like it at all. I don't like it. Right, I would like some Elytra. Why does it look like someone's been sick in the chest? Oh no! Someone's been sick all over the chest. It's disgusting. Oh, okay. The shed. Oh. Yeah, the house. Oh, dude, look at the weirdness with the motion blur on the torches there. That was strange. But this looks cool. Inside here, I like the look of that. I like the brick inside there, but I could have... Oh, it's too... Outside just looks weird. And what's that? What's that cow? I want to fly. Let me fly. I want to go see the cow, mate. All right, fine. We'll hop down here. What? They changed the mobs? Why have they changed the mobs? And that something strange is happening to those textures there. Right. I don't like this one. This one. Look. What happened to me? Something feels very off with this one. Let's go back to the... we're going to, I think, mainly use the Nvidia HD Foundation, just because that's the one that I guess they're probably touting the most. That's the one they've probably been working with in general. But we might flick back and forwards to that Razzle Dazzle one as well, because that was pretty cool. And now my sleeves have gone. What's happening? What's happening to my... What? Oh, there we go. No, I've still got armor on my body, apparently. What is going on with this game? Jeez, you've broke it, RTX Nvidia people. Yeah, this just is way too foggy. It doesn't look right at all. Let's maybe try increasing our render distance a little bit. Maybe that will help. Uh-oh, I'm going to crash. I'm going to crash. Our render distance is at... Why is it at 8 chunks? Ow. Yeah, I think render distance was definitely the issue there. Oh, and now it's raining. Yeah, let's get rid of that horrible rain. That's gross. And let's fly around a bit. That looks better now that we haven't got the fog. I've got to say, that looks a lot better. It's still... too bright in some areas and too dark in some areas as well. I don't think I could play like this. It just feels so weird and so wrong. Let's go inside and see what it's like in the dark, because that's always been my big issue with shader packs, is that the dark areas are too dark, the light areas are too bright, and there's no in between. Like in here, just feels wrong. Now this is nice with the sun coming through the windows. That's got a nice feel to it. But in here, it just feels way too dark. And what's going on with the graphics? Oh, jeez. Something not right with this. Something not right with this at all. Let's try the Razzle Dazzle ones again, because I just feel like we're not really winning with this particular texture pack. Particular. Now that's a bit brighter. Glass has gone a little bit funky again. It's got some weird, like, you can see the glass within the glass on there, which is a bit odd. But yeah, that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. It's still very dark in here, though. It's still... I wouldn't want to play like this. I definitely wouldn't want my world to be stuck like this all the time. But I do have to say, for things like thumbnails and when you're building and doing time lapses, it would probably look very cool. Just, it's not right. It's not Minecraft. It doesn't even look good compared to other games. You know, other games that do have bloom and shaders and god rays, they look nice to be in. This doesn't look nice. It's got that wow effect of like, ooh, it's different because it's different. Like the lighting under here, that looked cool with the sea lanterns. That looks cool how they're going. There are some cool effects, but overall, look how weird that is and bright and it's horrible. Now, I suppose you could blame it on the fact that it's a beta, but this has been my issue and a lot of people's issues with shaders in general. Shaders have been around for a very long time. They are available on Java Edition and Bedrock. You can get shaders for. It's by no means a new thing at all, but for some reason, Nvidia and Mojang have got together and decided that they're going to create a shader pack for the elite players, which just doesn't look good in my personal opinion. I don't like the look of any of these packs. Look, Slack's Glass Lakes are completely ruined on this, and it just, why would you want to play like this? Like, what's going on with these? What's going on with these? Why is light shine? I suppose it's shining through the slime blocks, but it's just not even close to working, is it? And look how... Oh, that looks cool, though. That looks cool. So that is where this thing actually then comes into its own. But it's only things like that. We've got a really, really cool effect going on with my underwater base. Now that, if that was in actual, genuine, vanilla Minecraft, that would be brilliant. But it's not going to be, because everything else is so dark and unplayable, you couldn't use it. But that really does. Take a few screenshots of that as I play over that. That looks amazing. Oh, Zloy's base has got a lovely purple tint to it. So his nether portal is really, really shining out from there. And for some reason, the area around me is starting to glow as I get... Oh, I'm loading in the torches. Ah, okay. I wondered why the ground was suddenly glowing around me. That's weird that the light only works when you get near it. But that glow from the distance of that nether portal looked amazing from back there. It doesn't have the same effect as we get closer. So that's really strange. Well, let's come back this way again. And then look at that. That looks brilliant. That looks really, really nice. Why have they put all of this time and effort into building something that you're only ever realistically going to use for making screenshots? I genuinely don't believe anybody is going to end up using this full time. Like, maybe some Mac makers will use it. Maybe some really die-hard shader fans will use it for a while, but after a while it'll die out, just like all shaders do. Shaders have been around for a long time. If they were going to be popular, they would have been popular by now. The biggest flaw with this system, although this does look really nice walking around here, the biggest flaw with the RTX system is that it only works if you have an Nvidia RTX Enabled Graphics Card, which means you need a really high-end system to run it, which goes against the grain of what Bedrock Edition is all about. Bedrock Edition... Oh, look at my body again. What's happening with my arms? Bedrock Edition is all about enabling Minecraft for lower-end devices and the full player base. So having this that's like literally to a tiny portion of the player base just seems completely pointless. It seems completely pointless considering that tiny portion of people are probably not going to use it. Let's be honest. That tiny portion of people, there's probably a really tiny portion of those that actually use it for anything more than screenshots. And now I'm not going to go into the demo worlds because I'm not interested in what ways it can look good. I want to see how this looks good in real life situations in Minecraft, like in real worlds that you're going to play in and stuff like that. And I mean, this room looks nice, and those two there looks nice. And yeah, I could get on with this level of lighting, not too bad. It's not too dark, and the shadows are nice as well. The shadows aren't too harsh. They're a nice soft shadow. But other areas are just so dark and dingy and cold and not very nice. Like, I don't know. Parts of this are growing on me slightly. Oh, this is no good, look. This is so dark down here, it's ridiculous. There's lava behind there. It's hardly making any difference at all. I mean, it's certainly got some atmosphere. And there we go, look. That looks cool with the lava that's coming down from up there. That looks really good, actually. But why is the tree gone all red? I know lava's red, but why is it gone all red? And my my tunnel bore machine is in here as well. I don't know. In a lot of ways, it looks good. In a lot of ways, it doesn't. And water, oh, I didn't even know that was there. That's so clear. For adventure maps, I think this is going to look fantastic. I think there's going to be some it'll really add to certain adventure maps. But again, are map builders going to bother building adventure maps based around this system when only a tiny few people will be able to play it? And I know in the future more and more people will have RTX graphics cards, but the majority of people don't have PCs that play Bedrock Edition, let alone have PCs with amazing graphics cards. Most people play on mobile, and a lot of people play on like iPads and consoles and stuff like that. None of those are going to be able to even have this. Even in the future, none of those are going to be able to have this unless they open it up and enable it for more things. But Nvidia are going to lock that down because they're the ones that are doing the work on this. And let's fly over to the shopping area, which does look awesome as we're coming up to it in the distance, and check out the shopping area at sunrise and see how this is going to look. There's a lot of really, really oversaturated colours, which is probably to do with this Razzle texture pack, to be perfectly honest with you, and it is very frame ratey. Considering I'm running an Nvidia GTX 2070, and I'm only using a render distance of 20 chunks, and normally I'm running one I'm using render distances of like 32 to 48 chunks. I'm getting a lot of frame rate issues. So even with these fancy £700 or $800 graphics cards or whatever it costs, it's still not great. It's still very, very jerky. It's certainly not a smooth playing experience. I mean, it's actually horrible around here. The frame rate's got really, really bad all of a sudden around here. Let's reduce the render distance. That'll help. But yeah, you shouldn't have to be reducing your render distance in order to play Minecraft with this sort of graphics card. Okay, so Mine and Slack's end shop. That looks quite nice. The black effect of the floor does help with replicating the end. But the rest of it, the lighting's just not working. And the lighting in this bit, again, does look pretty cool. But it's not quite right. What about our other shopping area over here? How's this going to look? Let's go into our light shop. The shop that literally is made of lights and sells lights. It's so dark. It's so dark. The look of those shining through the floor is cool. And do we get a reflection now? Do we get a reflection? Kind of. You can see my Elytra, but not my player. I'm not convinced on this. Hello, creeper. Oh, dear. And you did, like, literally hardly any damage. So I think there's a long way for it to go. I think there's certainly a long way to go with it in terms of not just development, but also enabling it to other people and making it look nice as well. There's certain areas we've been to that look fantastic and other areas that just look really bad. So now I'm going to hop into the HD Decorative Pack again, and I'm going to walk around and fly around again with this pack and see if that makes much of a difference. I really want to be positive about this, but I mean, from day one when they announced it, I was just thinking, this is not going to be ideal, and I think I'm not going to change my mind. I was hoping playing it would make me go, wow. I mean, the HD-ness of those stairs, the texture on those stairs looks really nice. This pack certainly does look better in here. I mean, look how detailed those planks are. It just doesn't feel like Minecraft, and it's just, I think, too much. Way too much for the average player. And yeah, a lot of the textures in this area are completely messed up because of this texture pack's probably not the best one to be using, really. And it's still really, really laggy. Really, really laggy. And we're down on 8 chunks a minute. We're on 8 chunk render distance, and it's ridiculously, not just like frame rates as well, but responsive in terms of my mouse. I'm really struggling to actually turn around and stuff with my mouse, which is not good. This looks nice. This greenery around here looks really nice. This actually looks like some of the animation stuff you see, like the Minecraft videos and element animation stuff like that. This scenery looks great. Natural Minecraft looking very, very nice here. I could get on board with that. But again, there's a light fog, and I think that's due to the fact that the game's made my render distance really small. Let's just go and up my render distance a little bit. Yeah, that light fog is really close in at 8 chunks. But if I've got a GTX 2070 and an i9 processor and 32 gigabytes of RAM on this PC, and I'm getting frame rate issues at 8 chunk render distance, that's not particularly promising, is it? But it does look nice. I can't deny that this area around here looks really nice. And these ice spikes here, these look really nice as well. So terrain-wise, fantastic. And those moody shots at night that we saw, also fantastic. My Elytra's dead, mate. I can't go on. My Elytra's gone. It's run out. Oh, jeez. So we're now over in Daphne Elaine's area, and she created an absolute marvel of a base, and it looks absolutely fantastic. And I think this is going to really benefit from that medieval texture pack. So let's go and add that on now. And there we go, looking very nice. There's a bit of a blueness to this texture pack. It feels very sort of cold almost. I don't like what they've done with the texture of the rockets, but yeah, it does look very, very nice what they've how the medieval look of the buildings and the fantasy look of the buildings works with this one. So yeah, you've got to agree here that this looks good. And inside as well is not too dark and gloomy. I mean, it is quite dark and gloomy, but I would imagine a build like this would fit really nicely on some sort of adventure map or something like that. And this is fitting in very well. The overall look and feel of Daphne's base inside and out really does suit this sort of play. So I guess if you were going to play on this and there were servers enabled with RTX and stuff like that, you would probably build within a style that suits it. But I think from a YouTube perspective and a content creator's perspective, or just somebody that plays a lot of Minecraft, I mean, I can feel my eyes feeling very, very tired already, just having been whizzing about on here for the last sort of half an hour or so. So I think if you're like me and you spend hours and hours and hours playing Minecraft, doing it with the RTX turned on is probably going to give you a lot of headaches and probably going to be very uncomfortable. So back home again at my little tent, I have put our Razzlecore texture pack back on, and I'm going to go into my underground laboratory and see how it looked in there, because it should look pretty good in there, because that was really well lit, both underground and overground. And there's a lot of glass and stuff. You can't see through the glass, sadly. I don't know why that is. But yeah, it's very, very, very bright in here. I like the look of this. This looks very cool. There's a lot of really light areas. There are some dark areas. I'm not really sure what's going on with the glass in those rooms, because those rooms should be equally light in there as well. But yeah, this room looks cool. It's still very frame ratey and very stuttery, but it does look good. I have to say, this looks good. Let's go over into the teleporter room. Let's see how our little teleporter looks. So, whoa, that's bright. That's very, very bright. So we can see that inside the rooms, it's nice and bright. So why couldn't we see through the walls? Oh, look at iron blocks. See, that looks cool. The metallicness of the iron blocks does look cool. I like that. Oh, man. Yeah, this looks good. Let me try this in the HD texture pack. Oh, I can't help but switching out the texture packs all the time. And that just doesn't look as good now. The iron blocks have gone very dark for some reason. I don't know why that is. And the rest of it just doesn't look as nice. I like the Razzle texture pack. I've got to say, this all looks a bit flat and boring, to be honest with you. And our lab through here just looks really dingy. The sea lanterns aren't lighting up. That looks cool. That looks really cool. There's a lot of atmosphere with that now. But why are the sea lanterns not lighting up? The glowstone, the end rods are not lighting up either. Not properly. Yeah, some weird stuff going on with this, but that has a lot of atmosphere. I have to admit, that does look really cool, and the wall bits, they look really cool like that. Oh, and look at the light coming through the bloom, the fog light coming through that there as well. That looks nice. And it's moving as the sun moves as well. Ah. Yeah, so there's some really nice effects, and it will be great for cinematic stuff. And like I say, screenshots are going to look fantastic with this sort of thing. Right, I'm going to put my Razzle Dazzle texture pack back on now. I like that one. This ravine looks quite nice. You can't see the water enough to know that that was water. I nearly jumped across then, but I would probably be to my doom doing that, because I'm just going to... not too bad, actually. But yeah, water looks a little bit strange. I think they need to do something about that, and I think the glow from the lava just makes the whole thing a little bit too orange. I mean, I realise it's not going to look like this, though, is it? I was going to say I realise it probably would look a little bit like this, but it wouldn't be. That orange glow wouldn't sort of... oh, jeez, wouldn't be around so much. So you can see the rails have actually got a mirror effect on them. You can see in the rails there is actually... it's reflecting something. Oh, there we go, the granite on the wall over there, look. Can you see that? The rail itself is reflecting the granite, and it's actually reflecting my arm as well. Now, if I actually stand above it so you can see in it, if I go into third person, you can see I am reflected in there as well. So reflections are working, kind of, but I just haven't found a material that actually will do a great deal of reflecting other than those rails, and it only works if you're in third person. If you're in first person like this, it only actually reflects your arm. And we are back over at my base to the glowing thing that's in the water that looks absolutely amazing. And can you see there's like phosphorescence going on in the water as well, like green bits glowing up as we fly around near the water? That's got a nice effect to it. So I think at this point in time it would be a good idea to set myself some sort of challenge. And look at that. That looks amazing. How that glows against the beach and everything like that. That looks fantastic. I mean, it looked a bit weird as we was going in the water there, but that really did look great from above the water. And it doesn't look bad below the water either. Oh, and look. Oh, I thought that was a cave then. It's not. It's the reflection on the underside of the water. Oh, man. Oh, that looks really good. Well, we could see our arms then when we was next to the top of the water. Let's see if we can see that again. As we get near the top? No, not as well. Yeah, so as I was saying, I think at this point in the video it would be worth setting myself some sort of survival challenge to see could I actually play with this full term and how it would affect me actually doing proper survival things rather than just looking around. Because the more I'm doing it, the more I'm actually enjoying it. My skepticism is fading. And I think if I tried hard enough, I could get used to it. Particularly with this Razzle texture pack, I really like this one. Now these builds, they look really impressive in vanilla, but they lose their impressiveness with this texture pack on, I find. And for some reason they've made concrete, which should be smooth, look like concrete powder. That is concrete, but it looks like concrete powder, which is really strange. Now we are currently underwater and we're not that low down, and I've just set the time to daytime and it still feels very dark in here, so we're losing that water effect when we're under the ground like this, which is a bit of a shame. But it does look good. This room not so much because it's not really decorated. These ones certainly need some colour or something in here to make these ones look good. But this area looks really nice and it's not too orange with the torches. I mean, the torches could do to maybe illuminate around them a little bit more. But like this is nice with the sugar box and everything. They've got a nice feel to them. And up here at the top up here, I really like the look of how all this looked. All the work I'd done up here. And I prefer it even more when my conduit power runs out. Come on, off you go. Yeah, that's better. Like the floor looks nice and shiny and it's illuminating the end rods at the top. So that all looks really nice. And then coming into this hallway here, this looks good. Now, have you noticed the cobblestone is the original old school Minecraft cobblestone? It's horrid. It's like the really dark cobblestone that hasn't been around for a long time. So I wonder why they've put that texture in there rather than the new ones. And it also looks like they messed about with these stone stairs as well. They look weird. So there's a lot of weird texture things they've added here, but again, a lot of it looks really good. That monster spawner looks cool, how the eyes light up on it. That's just a spawn cage. And here we've got my skeletons over here at my my trident killer farm. Let's see how these guys get on. Getting wrecked there very easily. Nice and dark in there and nice and dingy. And what about this little area here? So this area, again, you can see through into below the water, and there's some weird effects going on through there. Right, okay, it's challenge time. And as I fly over this very, very beautiful desert with a very, very beautiful shoreline, I have decided that the challenge that I'm going to set myself is a simple one. And all that is going to be is to start from scratch in survival mode and grab myself some diamonds. So I'm going to throw away all of my gear. I'm going to get rid of absolutely everything. I'm going to even throw away my food, and I am just going to start punching trees, and I am going to go and grab myself some diamonds the good old-fashioned way. Now, I did just notice there's a village over to my right, and there is a desert temple over that way, so I'm sure we'll make use of those. But let's do this. However, we're going to do this in the next video, peeps, because I've spent a long time rambling on today about my thoughts on the RTX version of the game, and I'm going to make a whole new video of me surviving an entire survival day on the Truly Bedrock server, miles away with RTX on, and see how we get on. Right, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do please leave a like. If you haven't already, please do subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!